Hello everyone, welcome to Education Lecture. In this video, I'll be teaching you the remaining concepts of 11th chapter, that is marketing. So if you're new to my channel, then subscribe my channel to get further new updates. So as I told in my previous video, I'll be teaching you and telling you all the important concepts and the corresponding marks of each concept. And in between, I'll be telling you the meaning of unknown words also. So let's get started. Here we have explain any 4 functions performed by a label. So they are asking what is the main function of label. In short, if I have to say what is a label is, as I told my previous video, labeling is a process which is done when you are producing any good. That is, if you are producing any product, for that you have to specify a name and to show your name in the product. So when you are producing any any biscuits or any chocolates, any product may be, for that you will have a specific name for your product. So you have to show that product in the packaging. So on the wrapper or any any packaging things which are on that, your name should be there. So that is called labeling. So what is the main functions for it? What is the main function performed by a label? So identification of product or brand. So as I told, most important functions performed by the label is to help in identifying the product or brand. So the labeling is a thing which helps to identify a product. So when you might have seen many products which are shown in the advertisement, and when you go for any shops or when you go to any place for purchasing your products, as soon as you see that product, you will feel like, yes, this is a chocolate product, or this is a biscuit product. So it is easy to be identified. So that is the one thing which is helpful for labeling. And I would like to say this chapter, that is your marketing chapter, as I told in my previous video, this chapter totally you will be getting 19 marks according to your blueprint. Okay. The next point is, and it is a huge chapter, so I have done 2 parts of it. Okay. So next is helps in promotion of products. A carefully designed label can attract attention and give reason to purchase. So as you know, when you see any product, for example, I would like to say, for example, okay, dairy milk. So as you know, from so many years, the product dairy milk, that is Cadbury dairy milk, you know from so many years. And as you know, see Cadbury. So Cadbury products, many chocolates have come, okay, 5-star, dairy milk, anything maybe it be. So you can carefully designed so that word whichever they are written, okay, Cadbury, so it is written in a design form and it attracts the attention and give a reason to purchase. So as soon as you see the product, oh yes, this chocolate, I know it is very good, and the reason why you purchase is the quality is good or quantity is good, whichever is up to you. So that is an example. So like that only the customers will get attracted with the help of the label. Okay, next is providing information required by law. One of the important functions of labeling is to provide information required by law. Example, tobacco is injurious to health. So you might have seen in many products which they given information about the law. That is, for example, here they have given about tobacco is injurious to health. So you might have seen in many of the cigarette packs. For example, I am saying, okay, so in that they would have written in that only tobacco is injurious to health. So that whenever you produce a product, first you have to go to the government and see whether it is lawful or not, it is legal or illegal, whether the product is useful or not to the people, and any lawful things are there in that label, that is in your packaging. When you, in a wrapper, you might have seen lot of things, right? Preservatives, ingredients, caution, then uses, so many will be there. So that is a label. So in that they will give you the lawful things also. Okay, that is they would have given it is graded by the international companies, or it is from so and so company or so and so country. So they may be like that also. So grading of products. One of the function of label is to help in grading the products into different categories. So many of the products, like they will be graded. A grade, that is, it is a very good and excellent in quality. B grade, it is okay. C grade, it is not that much worthful. It is not purchased by a lot of customers. So according to that, they are graded. Okay. Next is you have 1 mark question answers. Name anyone distribution channel. So in your previous video, I had taught you what are the distribution channel, 1 level, 2 level, 3 level channels. In that anything you can read. So 1 level channel, that is one intermediary, one middleman is there. So manufacturer, retailer and customer. Okay, next is what do you mean by 0 level distribution channel? So that is a direct relationship between manufacturer and customer, that is called direct channel. Okay, so direct channel 0 level, the manufacturer and customer, so there are no intermediaries between them, so it is called 0 level and direct channel. Next is what is publicity. Publicity is an unpaid form of communication. There is no identified sponsor for the communication. So many of the product, as I told in my previous video that some of the products will, after the advertisement ends, there will be a identified sponsor, that is this product is from ITC. So that is an known sponsor, ITC product, it is very good. You will feel like that. But for many of the products, there won't be a specified sponsor. That is, you may not know who is the sponsor at all. But still the product has a lot of demand in the market. So that is called publicity. Next is explain the advantages and limitations of advertising. So here, as I told, sometimes they may merge the question answers and give you, that is advantages and disadvantages or importance or anything they may give you like that. They may merge the concepts and give you. So if they give you only what are the advantages separately as a separate question, or the limitations of advertising, if they give separately, each answer will be coming for 4 marks. If they merge like this and give to you, you will be getting for 8 marks, and it is a very important concept answer. And as I told in my all previous videos, that for an 8-mark question answer you have to write an introduction. If you feel that I am suddenly in a hurry, I may forget the introduction, it's no problem. If you feel like that, just write the merits and limitations, it is more than enough, you will get marks. Okay, those who feel that I remember, I want to fulfill my answer and get a good mark, it is up to you, your wish. Okay, so introduction. What is advertisement? You have to write it. That is the introduction. Advertisement refers to informing the public about existence of the product and encouraging, attracting them to buy the product. So you would have seen many of the advertisements that they come up with new offers or new different types of categories or quality, quantity, taste. Some difference will be there. So they advertise you and inform you that, see, like this, a new product has come in the market. Come and just buy this is very useful, everything they may show you. So they are attracting you to buy those products. Okay, so advantages, merits, okay, both are same. Limitations, disadvantages, demerits, all are same. Okay, so all the words mean the same, so don't get confused with it. So merits of advertising, what are the benefits, what are the advantages, advantages of advertising. So mass reach, that is, advertising is a medium through which a large number of people can be reached over a vast geographical area. So you would have seen many of the places advertising is going on, whether in your phones or in TVs or in radios, wherever you will listen, advertisements will be coming. So it is a thing which it has a large mass, that is, it is reaching a large amount of people. Okay, so it has a large number of people which can be reached, okay, over a vast geographical location. So wherever in the world they may be, the advertisement helps the people to know the upcoming products or the products which are existing, to show them the advertisement, to telling them that they are still existing, these products. So like that, it has a mass reach. Okay, means it is reached, the advertisement is reached all over the world. Okay, economy. Advertising is a very economical mode of communication if large number of people to be reached. So it is a very useful thing. That is, the advertisement is very useful because with the help of advertisement, a product, when it is shown in the advertisement, it is reached in the large number of people in few days. Okay, that is in my previous video I taught you what is advertisement and salesmanship, that is personal selling. So there is a lot of difference between that. In that only I have told. So personal selling is a person, that is your salesman, comes each homes and tell you what is this product, how can you buy. So that has a limited reach. But advertisement, economically, it will reach within few days. That is the whole world or the whole area maybe get to know what are the products has been launched. Expressiveness. With the special effects, advertisement can be created. Even simple products and messages can look very attractive. So you might have seen many very simple products. That is, you might have seen even the candies. That is your 1 or 2 rupees candies also. You may feel that 1 or 2 rupee candy also, there will be a persons coming and acting. There will be graphics, or there may be just a lot of things which helps us to attract. Oh, this candy is so good to see. It is feeling so tasty in that I have to buy this candy or chocolate, but it may be worth 2 rupees. But still they advertise and create the message. The simple product also, they make it so attractive that the people will feel attracted to that and they purchase the product. Even the simple messages, you might have seen a short message they may made into a 1 minute advertisement. So such a long duration may be there for an advertisement to send a simple message also. Okay, next is enhancing, that is increasing or improving customer satisfaction and confidence. Advertising creates confidence among prospective buyers and also increases customer satisfaction. So prospective buyer, he may become a buyer. Suppose if you see an advertisement of a cookie or a biscuit, okay, both mean the same, similar only, but still, okay, prospective buyer, when you see that, you may feel like, shall I buy this product or not? So when you go somewhere to shop, you see that, oh, this product I had seen in the ad just now. Shall I buy this or not? I don't know whether how it will be. So you may become a buyer, you may not. So that is called prospective. So advertising creates confidence. So when they show in the advertisement what are the benefits, what are the uses of any product, you feel confidence. Okay, this will be very useful for the whatever I am doing now. So you will get a confidence. I am going to buy this product, and you will feel satisfied also with that. Now, what are the limitations? Disadvantages of advertising is less forceful. Advertising is an impersonal form of communication. It is less forceful than the personal selling. So as I told just now, personal selling is a salesman coming to each person's house and telling you what are the benefits, whether it will be useful or not, and you people will get a decision time. That is when a salesman come to your house, you won't buy immediately, okay, give me that product. You will decide whether it is important or not. But when you see in the advertisement, it is impersonal. That is directly the owner of the advertisement, that is owner of the product, or directly they won't come to you and say you that, sir, buy this product or not. It is impersonal. Okay, no person, no people are involved in that. Just for ads, some may be coming and acting, but is less forceful also. That is less forceful means just an ad will be coming for 5 to 10 seconds. That's it. But personal selling, they come and just say you, they plead you that please. So they are forcing you to buy that product. But advertising is not like that. They just show whether you wish or not, you can just try it. So it has a disadvantages like that also. Next is lack of feedback. There is no immediate and accurate feedback from the advertising. So as soon as you see the product, you can't know that whether it is useful or not, what are the ingredients or what are the preservatives, what are the things which are involved in that. But in personal selling, when a person comes and tells to you, you will ask him directly, right, what are the things involved, why are you selling this, what is benefit or not for me. So those and all, he will give you feedback, but advertising doesn't give such a feedback and all. Okay, inflexibility, that is, advertising is less flexible as the message is standardized and it is not adjusted as per requirements. So as you see in the advertisement, many of the products will be very costly. Okay, at that time you can go and say that, hey, no, I don't know, I want this product at cheap, show me the ad so cheaply. You can't say like that, and it is less flexible. That is, it is not that much flexible according to the customer's need. One customer may be asking a product for 10 rupees, another may ask you for 20 rupees, another may be ready to buy the product at whichever price. So it is not flexible, it is less flexible, and the message is standardized, that is constant, and it cannot be adjusted as per requirements. So as per your requirements, see, if you see any product, I want this to be involved in that, I want that to be involved in that, installed that, this you can't do in an advertisement, that and all. Next is low effectiveness. As the volume of the advertising is getting more and more expanded, it is becoming difficult to make advertising messages heard by the target audience. Audience means customers. Okay. See, now you can see for many products, if you take for example a biscuit or any mobile phone also, there are lots of mobile phone, lots of biscuits ads coming, and you will be confused sometimes. Now and all people have a lot of lot of things to be remembered. In that case, they can't remember this ad and all, and see many products may be coming, many going. So like that it may be there. At that time they can't remember the product which they were about to buy. Okay, because same if you take cream biscuits, there are a lot of varieties, lot of products launching cream biscuit. So at that time you may be confused which to buy. So that is low effectiveness. So we may not remember that much a product when so many ads are being showed. Okay, next is mention the features of convenience products. Feature, nature, characteristic all mean the same, so don't get confused with it. Convenience, so which is convenient to you, that is called convenience products. Convenience products refers to, so see this, you can see they have asked you the features, so they have given even the introduction, because features are having around 5 points, which is small also. So you can write, if you remember, you can write this also. Okay, the meaning of it. So convenience products refers to those consumer products which are purchased frequently, immediately, and with the least time and efforts. Example, newspapers, stationery item, toothpaste, medicine. So these products are convenience products. So as soon as it gets over, you can go soon to the shop and purchase it. Any soap has over, or toothpaste or medicine tablets has got over, syrup has got over, you can go soon and buy. So those are called convenience products, which are convenient to you. Near only, it is a newspaper on daily purpose, you buy it. So what are the features, characteristics or nature? All mean the same. So convenience products have regular and continuous demand. So these products will have a regular demand. One or the other person will come and buy up any product. Okay. So newspaper will have a daily demand. Okay, to know the daily newses. Next is these products come under the category of essential products. Essential products, which are important products. See, every people need the basic products, right? Whichever to be used, the toothpaste, medicine, stationery, okay, milk or anything, sugar. So those are all essential needed products for a daily use. Okay. Then these products have small unit of purchase and low price. So you won't buy these products in a bulk. You can buy milk packets in a bulk, around 10 to 12 packets in a day, and keep it. It is no use only, right? Will you use 12 packets in a day? No, it will just get spoiled within 2 to 3 days. So these products will be purchased in small amount. That is, for example, newspaper. Only one newspaper you are going to buy, and it is of low cost. It may be 5 rupees or 2 rupees, any cost it may be. Okay. The competition in these products is high as the supply is greater than demand. So supply is greater. So see, these products will not have demand and all like that. See, many of the shops will be having a varieties of products with them. You will see near your houses also. So at that time, for them and all, supply will be daily greater than the demand. Demand is, now you will be demanding, for example, if you are having a any biscuit product, whichever you like, you will be demanding only that because you like only that product. But this supply of that is on your daily basis, whichever you purchase. For example, newspaper, you will be wanting any kind of newspaper just to read. So any supply. So whatever supply is having, it will give to you, but not demand. You won't be demanding that I want this solely. You have to give me like that, not like that and all. Okay. So these products are purchased at convenient location with least effort and time. Convenient is, it may be near to your house or little far than house or near the park, anywhere it may be, whichever is convenient to the customers, and it needs very least effort and time. So it may be taking a little time to go to the near grocery store or anything. Okay. Next is, mention the features of shopping products. So don't get confused with convenience product. Convenient product is whichever the customers are feeling convenient, that is near to your house. You take as example. Okay, think that the shops which are near to your house, this is shopping products. As you know, shopping means what? To buy anything in a bulk or to buy anything in a costly product, you go to shop. That is your malls or any big showrooms. Okay. So shopping products are those consumer products in the purchase of which buyers devote considerable time to compare the quality, price, style, etc. at several stores. So see here, so whenever you buy, if you are going and buying a television, you won't go and suddenly say, okay, I want this company television only, please pack me and give. You won't do like that. There will be a lot of varieties in which you have to choose a one. So your parents will be thinking for a while which product to buy, whether it is useful, whether how many years will it be, what are the warranties, how much is the price, whether the style is the updated version. So those are examples are shoes, jewelry, furniture, radio, televisions. So these and all will be getting updated. So you have to buy according to that only. So only the customers take a little time to think which to purchase. So the features, characteristics or nature all mean the same. Or shopping products are all mean the same and don't write. You can write any word with this. Okay, they have asked you feature. Suppose in question they ask you what are the characteristics or nature, same only you have to write. Okay, shopping products are generally of durable nature, that is long term. So as like not see your milk, right? When you purchase today, the other day or the next coming up day, that it will get spoiled. But TVs and all not like that, right? It will be for years and years according to your how you maintain it. So it is a durable, long term it has. So next is, these products has high unit price. So these products have you have to pay a lot of money for this product. That is when you purchase a refrigerator, washing machine, TV, it costs around a lot of money. Purchase of shopping products are generally pre-planned. So see, whenever you go to buy a TV, as soon as you see a TV show and you want to go, see, I want to buy a TV, just give me a TV. You can't do like that. You may be planning from so many days that which product shall we buy. You will just collect information, which company will be good, how much does it cost, whether we can afford that or not, how can we arrange the money for us to buy that, whether we have to take a loan or loan. So this is not planning before buying that is pre-planned. So before you plan in advance to buy any shopping product. So customers compare the product of different companies before making selection. Okay, so there will be a lot of companies who are selling their TVs. So when you go and purchase a TV, you'll have different companies with different style, different quality, anything it may be. So those and all you have to see. According to that, you have to make a selection. Retailers play an important role in a sale of shopping products. So here see, manufacturer, retailer, customer. So one level channel. So in a one level channel, there is a manufacturer, retailer and customer. So in that, directly the manufacturer will not come and sell to the customer that take my TV, see I am selling like this, I am only the manufacturer. He won't come like that. The manufacturer will sell this product to retailer. Retailers are those persons who are in the showroom, right? They work in showrooms. So those people are retailers. So they sell to the customers. Okay. So mention the features of specialty products. So these products are very special. So that only they are called as specialty products. There are many concepts. Don't feel bored that it is taking a lot of time to just finish the chapter. I want to just explain it and make you understand thoroughly. That is my main intention. So there are a lot of concepts I have to explain in this. And I don't want to make another part also, because you'll just feel how many parts are you making. So like that also, if you may feel, if you don't feel, it's okay, but I'm sorry for that. So this is a very important question and answer. They may ask you for 4 marks. So specialty products are those consumer product goods which have certain special features because of which people make special efforts in their purchase. For example, artwork painting. So see, specialty products, you might have seen many of the people may buy sculptures, that is they may have a big house, bungalow, or any, they may be in rented house also, whichever which, they will have an intention to buy any sculpture or painting which helps them to decorate their houses. So those are all special things that doesn't come in a common purchase. That doesn't means see, every common people won't buy these specialty, that is painting, sculpture, they won't and all buy. Few people buy, so it is called specialty product, and they they pay a lot, they put a lot of effort to purchase this. So this costs a lot and they put a lot of effort to buy this. The features of specialty products, the demand for specialty product is limited. So there is no lot of demand for these specialty products, because few customers buy these products and small number of people buy these products. As I told now, only very few customers buy this. Then these products are costly. So as I told, there are very much of cost. Then these products are available for sale at few places. So few places only they sell it for sale. That is, it may be a 20,000 painting. They may be selling you around 15,000. That's it, or 18,000. So after sale services are very important for many of these specialty products. As soon as this sale happens, that is a gain. Like, so that time only these products are very important, because the specialty products are getting sold, okay, because many of the customer doesn't buy those products, right? Solely. So next is briefly explain any 4 characteristics of industrial products. So the industrial products which are related to the industry, that is your organization, that is your machines, raw materials. So those are called industrial products. So this is a very important question answer. They may ask you for 4 marks. So industrial products are those products which are used as inputs, that is, which are coming in producing other products. So when you want to make any as an organization, when you want to make any cloth, that is manufacture any cloth, at that time you have to purchase the cotton, wool, whichever textile, fabric, silk, anything. That is your raw material. Next you need machines to use. Next you need tools, employees, everything. Employees and all doesn't come. The machinery items only comes in machinery, raw materials. Okay, so raw materials, machinery, tools are examples. So characteristics of industrial products. Number of buyers, that is, the number of buyers of industrial products are limited. So here also these industrial products are limited, because the customers don't go and buy the raw materials. Only the industrial buys those raw materials. Next is channel levels. The sale of industrial products is made with the help of direct selling or one level channel. So sometimes the manufacturer may directly sell to the customer. Customer doesn't mean that we common people. That is, the industrial people are customers for the manufacturers. So that may be one, it may be a direct selling, or it may be one level channel. That is, there may be a retailer, that is a middleman may be there while selling these industrial products. Next is role of technical consideration. Industrial products are complex products purchased for use in business operation. So these industrial products, as I told, they will use only for business or organization only. Okay, for them only it is used. So it is complex. Next is geographic concentration. Because of the location of industries at certain region, industrial products are concentrated geographically. So we have not seen everywhere in cities and all industries will be there. There will be some very far from the city, or it may be little located to the in and around the cities. Okay, so these are and all, we need a geographical location for it. Next is I hope you can see, state any 4 considerations to be kept in mind while choosing a brand name. This is very important question answer for 4 marks. So what are the important things to be needed when you choose a brand name? Okay, so brand name should be short, easy to be pronounced, recognized and remember. Example, Rin, Vim. So these products and all, when you produce any product, you should choose a good name so that the customers remember. So as soon as you see these are all very short, Rin, Vim, you can say give me Vim product. You should not keep a name which doesn't come in their mouth only, because some of the products, right, for some people in their mouth only it won't be spelled properly. So it should be easy to pronounce also and recognize also and remember also. So it should be easy. Vim, Rin are 3-letter words. It can be 3 letters, so it can be easy to remember and recognized. So brand name should be distinctive, that is a characteristics of one person or thing, and so serving to distinguishing from others. That is a brand name that it should not be the same. See Vim, right? Vim is a soap product and Rin is also a soap product. So at that time, if you see the similar pack of that, at that time you should not get confused with it. Oh, this only, no, this is not Vim. Why the other name has given? So sometimes you may get confused. So only brand name should also. So Vim is there. If you write of Rim, so customers will get confused. Vim only was not there. Rim it has written, so it will get confused. A brand name should suggest the product's features and quality. So brand name, as soon as you see Vim. Vim is a soap product, that is liquid or soap bars combination. So as soon as you know the product, yeah, this is a soap product, we'll get to know. Like that, it should be identified. And quality also. Oh, this is a good quality, like that. The brand name should be adaptable to packaging and labeling requirements, to different advertising media and to different languages. So when I have seen, if you go to any other places, sometimes the Vim only, it may be written in Hindi or Kannada or Tamil or Telugu, any language according to their state it may be written. And the name also should be fit to the label. It should not be like long name to be suited on product, and the customers also won't remember that. Okay. So next is, what do you mean by generic name? So it refers to the name of the whole class of products. Example, book, watch, soap. So if you go to any malls or any shopping places, at that time you will see a full row will be having only soap products, Vim, Rin or anything, Pril or anything like that. As soon as you see that section, you will feel like, oh, these are soap products. That is called generic. The whole class, the whole row, you'll get to know these are all soap products, like that. So note, a brand is a name, term, sign, symbol, design or combination of them to identify the products and to differentiate them from the competitors' products. Example, Rin, Vim. So brand name should be easy to be pronounced, easy to be remembered, and it should be differentiated. That is, you should not have the same name for any other products. Okay. Like, for example, if I have to say Vim is a soap company. If another person with same name Vim only, he produces chocolate, they will get confused, customers. Okay. So state any 4 differences between selling and marketing. So this is a very important question answer for 4 marks. And for 4 marks, you have to write 4 points. Okay. Selling, it is only a part of the process of marketing. So it is one part of marketing. This is, in marketing there may be lot of process to be done. Under that, one process is selling. That's it. But marketing, it is a wider term. In marketing, there are production, selling, manufacturing. So there are many of these to be done. Selling is concerned with the transfer of ownership of goods from seller to buyer. So selling means what? The seller will just sell his products to the customer. So that is selling. But in marketing includes number of activities such as identification of customers' needs, developing the product, fixing prices, etc. So marketing, what you have to do, you have to know what are the customer needs, what they are demanding. According that, you have to produce a product, you have to make a design for that, label, then packaging, then you have to fix a price for it. So that is marketing. Next is selling activities directed towards the maximizing sales. So selling customer, so it helps in the sales also. But marketing, the objective of marketing concerned with the customer satisfaction. But in marketing, we have to satisfy the customer's need. Selling activities start after the product has been developed. So selling happens when all the product is manufactured, designed, labeled, priced, everything is done. After that only it comes for selling. But in marketing, activities start before the product is produced and continue even after the product has been sold. So marketing, it starts from the product you are producing till it is been sold. Okay, explain the elements of marketing mix. So it is a very important answer and it is for 4 marks. Marketing mix is a combination of 4 inputs focusing towards customer satisfaction. It is the combination of 4 P's, that is product, price, place, promotion. So this marketing mix, so it is a mix of 4 P's. So it is a combination of 4 P's, that is product, price, place, location, so promotion, sorry. So the meaning of product is, so sometimes they may ask you separately what is a product also for a 1 mark or 2 marks. Okay, so you have to write that also. As I told in my previous videos, an 8 marker or a 4 marker may be asked you for a 1 marker or 2 marker. From the between they may take the points and ask you also. Product means goods or services or anything of value which is offered to the market for sale. It is anything that can be offered to the market to satisfy human needs and wants. Now you may be feeling that you are saying, that is, I am telling you that you will be getting the questions from this middle points. You feel that I have to buy at this end. Nothing like that. If you understand the point is more than enough. Okay, you can write on your own also related to the answer. So product here means which is sold, okay, which is offered to be sold. Product means you won't keep it yearly. I manufacture, I will only keep. The purpose of product is after they produce, it is to be sold and to satisfy the customer's needs and wants. Next is price. Price is the amount of money customers have to pay to obtain the produce. Price may be defined as the amount of money paid by a buyer or received by a seller in consideration of the purchase of product or service. So price, when you purchase a product, you have to pay to the seller. Okay, or from a seller point of view, when seller will receive the money. Okay, you will pay, that is you customer, you will pay. For example, you are the customer, I am the seller, I will sell the product, you will give me the money. So that is, so you have to pay for a product price. Okay, next is place. Place or physical distribution include activities that make firms' products available in the target customers. It includes transportation, warehousing. Warehousing is your godowns, where you store your products, extra products. So place, right? See, many of these states, now if you are producing any product, wherever you are, from there you have to transport it, right? You have to distribute to the other places also. For that you need transportation and warehouse to store your extra products, or when your demand is there, at that time you sell those products. So promotion of the product and services includes activities that communicate availability, features, merits, etc. add the product to the target customers and encourage them to buy the product. It includes advertising, publicity, salesmanship, etc. So promotion is a thing that is you are promoting, that is you are doing advertising, making publicity that your product is there, so that it will be available everywhere to the customers according to their needs. Okay, next is state any two objectives of pricing. Okay, benefits. Objectives or benefits both mean the same, so they may ask you for 2 marks. Maximization of profit, obtaining market share leadership, surviving in the competitive market. So when you give a price to the product, it should be affordable to a customer. So you should afford according to your price, your product. So in that time you will be getting a maximum profit and you will be obtaining market share leadership. Okay, you will be in a good standard in a market. Next is surviving in the competitive market. So like you, many of them will be producing the same product with different names. So you should be very competitive and survive in that competitive market. Next is explain briefly any 4 objectives, that is objective or benefits against advertising. Okay, adds to cost. Some argue that advertising unnecessarily adds to cost of the product, which is ultimately passed on the buyers in the form of high prices. So sometimes see advertisement, now see people will invest a lot of money while advertising. Okay, few people will just invest lot of money so that their customers will buy their product. So when you buy that product, it will be of huge cost because they have invested lot of money in advertising. So together they put off the how much ever money they spent, right? For example, they have spent around 50,000 for advertising, and the product and the advertising is done for a chocolate. Okay, so the chocolate may be around 200 rupees. For example, 200 rupees. The advertising cost has come around 50,000 to 1 lakh. So what they do, they have spent a lot of money on the advertisement. They just involve few extra. That is, they may, for instead of 200 rupees of chocolate, they make into 250. So that they gain the money whichever they have spent in the advertising. So adds to cost. Okay. Confuse the buyer. So many products are being advertised, which makes the buyer gets confused as to which one is true and which one should be purchased. So as I told, many of the advertisement will be shown in the or heard. Okay, at that time many of the products will be coming and some of the products will be similar. Okay, similar. That time you will be feel which is fake one, which is true one. You will really get confused and you will not get to know also which product is good also there. Next is encourages the sales of inferior goods. Advertising does not distinguish between supreme and inferior goods. It encourages people to buy even the inferior goods. Inferior goods, one way it may mean that low quality good or with low quality or low demand good also. Sometimes when they are advertising, with it may be a little similar product with different names, different quality. At that time, when they see on the ad the local product also, that is which will be very less in quality, quantity, that also advertising will help us to attract us to buy those products also. Some advertisements are in bad taste. Advertisements will show something which is not approved by some people. Sometimes you will feel that unnecessary ad he has done or she has done. You may feel that for this and all they will do an ad. Okay, sometimes you may feel like that, which is not approved by some people. Okay, it may be like some of the ads you may see like they may be saying one information. It won't be related. The act or drama whichever is done related to the product, it won't be just related. It will be just somewhere the product is there, somewhere they are acting. It won't be just merging there. Next is explain for functions performed by public relation department of an organization. Public relation department in an organization, what they function. Okay, public relation means related to the public demand, that is customers needs, wants, what they need. So press relation, media, that is media and your news. So information about the organization needs to be presented in a positive manner in the press. The public relation department is in contact with the media to present true facts and correct picture about the company. So when I have seen many companies like they give a press, that is they just give a news that they will be having a meeting with the organization that see for example, think you are the organization and I am the news person who comes to your organization, and we come and see that whether you are giving a true fact or a false fact, fake fact are you giving, and what are the products are you using, whether it is good for the people or not. So that and all we will be telecasting in the news. So when they come like that, the organization should have a positive manner, that is they should be legally and good, and products which are produced by them is good, and they should have a correct picture. So only this news are there to show you directly what are the things happening in real. Okay, cooperative communication. Corporate communication. The image of the organization needs to be promoted through communicating with the public and the employees within the organization. Example, annual reports, articles. So as a media, you know, right, many of the things they go and dig and research that what are happening over there. So organization sometimes it should really come up with that. Yes, I will give the press live meeting that I will be telling what are things to be done. Or sometimes the media only will go directly. See, sometimes if there's if any news comes like this organization is doing something bad or illegal, as soon as they hear, the media just goes and asks them whether what are you doing. At that time they will investigate the employees working over there, what they are doing, what are their annual reports, what are their profit losses, what are they doing, what are the rules to be followed over there in the organization. That and all media will research and tell. Product publicity. The company can draw attention to new products by arranging sports and cultural events like news, conference, seminars and exhibitions. Sometimes the organization, whichever product they are producing, they will only conduct a meeting, they will only conduct a conference, and they will call any sports, it may be related to sports or cultural events, anything. So at that time they call the media and they only give the meetings, they only give the informations, whatever is needed to be given. Concealing. The company can build goodwill by contributing money and time to certain causes like children's right, education, natural environment, etc. So sometimes what some organization will do to get a good name in the environment or in the society, what they will do is they will just make like we are giving fund to children's rights, we are educating many children's, illiterate children's and all, we are educating them, like that they do, so that they get a good name, fame, everything. Next is what is pricing. Explain the factors affecting pricing determination. I know you will be feeling that this long video is going still long. Yes, it is about it is going to get over. I am very sorry for feeling just expanding the video. I want to just explain it properly to you so that you understand. So this is a very important question answer. It is for 8 marks. So only pricing definition is for 2 marks. Okay. Pricing. Price defined as the amount of money paid by the buyer to the consideration of the purchase of the product or service. So whenever you purchase any product, you should pay a money, that is called price for that product. So pricing is the process of fixing or determining reasonable price to a product or service. So whenever a product is produced, they fix a price for it which the customers have to pay for that. So the factors that are cost of product. So only the factors are around 6 factors. So it is for 6 marks. Cost of product. Cost of product including the cost of producing, distributing and selling the product. The firms aim at earning and margin of profit over and above the cost. So what some of the organization will do is, when they produce any product, they will just include all the money whichever they are spent so far. So when they have produced any product and they want to fix a price for it, they will include the money like whatever, how much the money they have spent for producing, distributing, selling, including everything. They put one price, and when they are selling that, they will get a profit from it. Okay. Demand of product. Consumers usually purchase more units at lower price than at high price. So as a customers, every people will think that if it is in a cheaper cost and we get in a good quality, of course the demand will be in a very high level. So government and legal regulations. Government can regulate the price of commodities in order to protect the interest of public against unfair practices in the field of price fixing. So sometimes what the organization will do, they will fix a price at very high level. So when they want to sell a product, first it will go to the government point of view. They see that whether the customers can buy that product, whether it is useful or not, whether the public can buy that or not. According to that, they will reduce sometimes the price of the product. Next is extent of competition in the market. Competitors' prices and their anticipated reactions must be considered before fixing the price of the product. So they see that, if you are a company, even I am a company, so at that time when you produce a product, you will see to my company, because we both are competitors, your company will be in a lot of demand, my company will be going under loss. So what shall I do? I will see how come it is happening. So what I will do, I will just reduce the product's price and see that time whether my company is running in a good money process or not. So before fixing a price, I will see the competitor how much they are producing. So if I am producing a chocolate, even you are producing a chocolate, how much price are you keeping for a chocolate? I will see that and I will fix a price for my chocolate, like that. Pricing objective. The objective of pricing is maximization of profit. So the pricing only comes whenever you produce a product, when they fix a price for it, from that only the organization will get their profit. If the firm decides to maximize profit in a short run, it will charge maximum price for its product. See, if they in a short run, that is, if you think that in a short span of time you want to earn a large amount of profit, at that time, if a firm decides to maximize in a short run, it will charge when you want to sell your products at a good price in a short span, at that time you will be selling the products at a very high level. But if the firm decides to maximize profit in a long run, it may charge minimum price for its product. So see here, they are saying that when you want to earn money in a very short span, before entering to market, you have to pay some money to the market. So you have to pay a lot of money if you want to earn profit in a short term. But if you want to earn money in a long term, then you have to pay only little money. It's more than enough. So pricing objective include maximization of profit, obtaining market share leadership. So you want a maximum profit also, you want a leadership quality also in a market, and attaining product quality leadership. So you want to give a good quality also in that, and surviving in a competitive market. So in a competitive market also you want to survive that. So next is marketing methods used. So price fixation process is also affected by other elements of marketing, such as type of packaging, credit facility, product differentiation, customer services provided, quality and amount of advertising. So when you want to fix a price also, at that time also you have to see that how is your packaging. So whenever you go and purchase any product, you will see the packaging. Whenever you see the wrapper, see very less quality wrapper, it is not good, the quality is not nice, or the money which is given is not worth for it. So like that, quality, everything should be correct according to your price and quality whichever is given. Next is explain the commonly used sales promotion activity. So what is commonly used activities in a sales? So this is for 8 marks. Rebate. This is your, as you can see, this is there in your practical oriented question. Only the points will be coming over there, but here if explanation is there, you have to write for 8 marks. Offering products of special prices. Example, a car manufacturer offer to sell a particular brand of car at a discount of ₹10 for a limited period. Rebate means what? There will be only for a limited period. For example, if some festival is coming, many of the advertisement were also the festival is upcoming, so we are giving a discount of so far. So yeah, as you saw just now the example for it, they had told that they are giving the discount of 10,000. At that time what they will do, customers will get attracted. Oh, we are getting car at less, like that. Discount is offering products at a less than list price. Example, a shoe company offering discount up to 50%. So the price may be around it may be 1,000 rupees. So they may be selling you 50 rupees. So half of that they are selling you the price. So that is called discount. Okay, less than the fixed price they are giving you. Next is quantity gift. Offering extra quantity of the product. Okay, example, buy 2 shirts and get 1 shirt free. So this and all 1 mark they will ask you the examples. Quantity gift and product combination. So when you go to any shop, right, they will say you buy 2 shirts, you will get 1 shirt free. So that is quantity gift. Customers will get attracted. Next is product combination. Offering another product as a gift along with the purchase of product. Example, offering a bucket on a purchase of 5 kg of washing powder. So here also see customers will get attracted. Oh, 5 kg, if you buy a washing product, you will get a bucket worth only. So they will go and buy that product. Next is refund. Refund is refunding a part of price paid by customer on some proof of purchase. That is sometimes what they will do, if you are purchasing any product for 20 rupees, they will give you 5 rupees. It's okay, we are giving you a less, that is a part of price is paid again to you. 5 rupees is given to you. Like there may be a, less money, like for washing powder is for 100 rupees, it may be given to you as a 90 rupees. So 10 rupees for your benefit only, right? Sampling. Offer a free sample of a product such as detergent powder to a potential customer. So at that time, see, if you are a daily customer to any shop, they what they will do, they'll give you a sachet or anything, detergent powder pack, a small pack of worth 10 or 20, they'll give you that. Just try this and see. So they're giving a sample so that next time you come and buy that product, and a potential buyer, that is you may become a buyer for that product or not. Usable benefit. Purchase goods worth ₹3,000 at get a holiday package worth 30,000 free. So sometimes what you'll do, it will be a benefit, because some of the products when you buy for 3,000 worth, you will be getting same 3,000, you will be getting a holiday package, like going to any other places. So you will be getting same 3,000 you purchase, again you're getting 3,000 a trip right there. Full finance of 0%. Okay, many marketers of consumer durables, that is which will be continuing, such as electric goods, automobiles, etc., offer easy financing schemes such as easy installment. So when you go and purchase any automobile or any vehicles, electronic goods and all, television, refrigerator, they'll give you EMI, that is EMI or easy installments, that is you can pay monthly money, like that they'll give you, so that you people will purchase their products. Okay, next is, what is branding? Explain briefly its advantages to marketers and customers. So according to marketers, what are the advantages? According to customers, what are the advantages of branding? So this is a very important question answer. They may ask you for 8 marks. Brand means a name, term, symbol, sign, design or combination of them used to identify the product and to differentiate them from those of competitors. Branding refers to the process of giving a name or sign or symbol, etc. to a product. So as I told so far, branding is a name you are giving to a product so that the customers can identify and remember your product. So advantages of branding to marketers. So for marketers, what are the advantages? Helps in advertising and display programs. A brand helps a firm to its advertising and display progress. Without a brand name, the advertisers can only create awareness for generic product, that is a whole class of products like soap. So without an advertisement, see, many products will be coming, many soap products may be coming. Okay, at that time you may not know without a brand name. Okay, without a brand name you won't get to know which was that product. I don't know, many soap ads are coming. So if they don't give a brand name, it will be like a generic product, that is a whole class will say soap, that's it, you know, but you don't know the brand name. Okay, so you have to give a brand name over that, advertise it. Enables marketing product differentiation. Branding helps a firm in distinguishing its product from that of the competitors. So you have to give us such a brand name that if another person, that is Vim and Pril, so both are liquid soaps and soap bars are available. So when you purchase any product, you have to remember, oh, this product I was gonna purchase, not that one. So the competitors, that is, if you are a Vim producing product, I am a Pril producing product, so we should have different names. See, you have kept Vim, even I can't keep the same Vim name to my product. I should keep something different so that customers will remember that product name. Differential pricing. Branding enables a firm to charge different price for its products than that charged by its competitors. So when competitors are there, right, they'll see to that see, if you are a competitor for me, you are keeping a product of 20 rupees, a soap bar. What I will do, I will just make it for 10. Okay, 10 rupees I will keep a soap bar. So that here you will be feeling like, okay, the other person is getting very low cost, so customers will get attracted over there. Introduction of new product. Many companies with established brand names decide to introduce new products in the same name. So now see, before and all Vim only soap bar was coming. Now see Vim gel, then Vim Vim liquids. So many are coming in that only. So sometimes what they will do, the producers will think that we have to produce some new product in the same brand name only. They'll feel like that. Okay, so those are the advantages for marketers. Now for advantages to customers is helps in product identification. Branding helps the customers to identify the products. It facilitates continuous purchase of its products. So as soon as you see a product, you'll just identify, remember that, oh, that is the product for soap. Oh, this is the product for chocolate biscuits. So like that, the customers will identify those products. Next is status symbol. So, see, these are the advantages for advertising. Okay, for advertising, for advantages for marketer, what are those things? For advantages of customer, what are those things? They have told. So status symbol, brands become a status symbol because of their quality. The consumer feel proud of using branded products. So some of the consumers will be like, they'll be showing like, see, I'm using branded handbag, using branded bag, leather shoe, leather bag, or any branded costly company products. So they will show that customers will feel proud that, see, I'm using such a good brand company's products and all. So customers will feel like that also. Ensures quality. Branding ensures a particular level of quality of the product. So according to the brand only, right, quality also will be good. Like, see, if you take a brand of any detergent powder, according to that, quality will be there. If the less price is there, the quality will be there according to that. If it is a high price and the brand is also very good, according to that, the price and the level of the product also will be changed. Next is customer satisfaction. Branding provides quality products, it gives status symbol and helps in increase customer satisfaction. So as you can see, a branded product, you will feel like, oh, I'm using branded products. So it increases your status also and increases customers will be satisfied with that product because it is having a good quality, everything. So that's it. This chapter has over. Marketing chapter is over. So if you have any doubt, you can, or you have understood or didn't understand anything, or you have any problem with my teaching, you can just comment in the comment box, which will encourage me to do my further more videos. So like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.